Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Noelle and I do unboxings, mostly lifestyle subscription boxes, but also some books, beauty, jewelry, travel, home decor, and even the very occasional dash of Disney. So if you enjoy unboxings, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel and hitting the notification bell. And that way you'll find out whenever I post new videos, announce giveaways, or go live. As always, if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for being here and welcome back. Today I have a special limited edition box from the Literary Book Club. Now, the Literary Book Club is a bi-monthly classics book subscription. It is $74.99 per box plus $9.95 in shipping. If you're interested in getting in on the February box, I believe is what's next available, you can use the code Noelle5 and that'll save you $5. I will leave that information for you in the description box below. Now, this is the special deluxe box she did for Christmas in addition to the regular December box. And this was $99 plus $11.95 in shipping. I'm so happy that this box came in such good condition. Usually my Literary Book Club boxes get a little bit banged up and I can't show you the beautiful artwork that's on the front of the box, but this one came in pretty good condition. Now, she was kind enough to give me a little discount so that I was able to purchase the box and share it with you here, and I thought this was of course the appropriate day to share it. So I'll go ahead and show you what the book was, and that was Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol with illustrations by Arthur Rackham. So I believe that A Christmas Carol was written back in the 1840s, and then Arthur Rackham did an illustrated edition in 1915, so it's kind of cool to see those sort of Victorian drawings inside. It's this beautiful linen hardcover with these gold foil, of course. It's not that long of a book. It's like pretty big print, especially in this edition, and I think it was only like 130 pages, so I was able to read through it all on one night when my husband happened to be out. So it's a combination of these like line drawings in black and white, as well as some beautiful color images, which are very detailed and a little bit like scary. Let me see if I can show you a sample of one of them. Here's one where you can see good old Scrooge, and he's looking at his coat, and it looks a little bit spooky in there. So really cool though to get some of these early edition drawings inside. Now, I think that this box is so well done because she always uses some of her own artwork, Katie the owner, so we can see like stickers and like different prints, and all of the packaging just really creates an experience. There are some gifts in the box that go along with certain page numbers, but there's not actually sticky notes in the book. So what I usually do is when I get the box, I go ahead and pull all of the gifts out, because some of them you get to open while you're reading, some of them you wait until you've completely finish the book, and some of them are again associated with page numbers. So I'll go through and kind of make myself a little cheat sheet for all of the ones that have page numbers associated with them, and then I'll usually go ahead and put little like sticky notes inside. I think you can kind of see there's like 3 of them in this particular book. And then that way, whether or not I have the box nearby, I know when it's time for me to go to the box and open one of my gifts, because otherwise I have found that I'll like forget and then I'm wind up opening all of the gifts at the very end. So it is nice to open as you go. So she does have a list of all of the items that are in the box, but you don't get to that until the very end, so that's why you can't necessarily use that as your cheat sheet. She does include a nice little bookmark in this edition, at least. So it says, "I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year." So of course that is a quote from the book. And then on the other side it says that it's from the Wildflower Paper Company, because it is her artwork. So I thought that was a nice touch, as something that you could use as you went ahead and read along. The book itself was in that little bag that I showed you, but I pulled it out so that I could show you that at the beginning of the unboxing. But let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the items. So you can see there is some shred in there, and then there's all the little stickers numbering the items. There's usually a nice letter, so this is sort of similar to the regular Literary Book Club. I think we are now on the 3rd box. I think the December box was the 3rd one. So she has this like pretty seal on there, and of course I opened it up. And then inside, again, some more of her beautiful artwork to kind of like tie the whole look of the box together. It just says A Christmas Carol on this like postcard size. And then on the back side, there's a little message from Katie. And so again, I just kind of keep these things in with the book edition. It says, "This timeless tale of an arrogant miser's transformation into a paragon of warm-hearted generosity, recounted by one of the English language's most popular authors, is as much a part of the season as holly and mistletoe. Lovers of fiction, Dickens novels, picture books, and the holiday itself will delight in this magnificent hardcover edition of A Christmas Carol, illustrated by Arthur Rackham. It says, a dozen full-page color plates and 18 black and white images by the legendary artist recapture the story's Victorian charm and contribute to the keepsake quality of this heirloom volume. I can't wait to hear what you think of the book, the gifts, and the whole experience. Make sure to tag us on Instagram. It says, P.S. The list of items in your box is at the bottom of the box. Don't read it until you've opened all your gifts to keep the surprise alive. So I was pretty good. Like I said, I didn't peek this time. Sometimes when it's like a longer book, like when I read Little Women, I was like, I might peek just to make sure I have everything in there, you know? So, but it is good incentive to get through that book pretty quickly. So I'll just put that off to the side, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at some of the other items. Now, there was a really cool early bird bonus gift, which is this little flexi light, a book light and bookmark in one. So it's this little clip that you can use as your bookmark, but this is great, of course, if you're someone who likes to read late into the night, but maybe your partner wants to go to sleep, so you can still be cozy and tucked into your bed, but kind of be reading in your own corner without like sort of disturbing them. Obviously, it's great for planes or anything like that as well. So that was a nice little bonus item that she included. And then we also got the swag bag, which is something that we often get in Literary Book Club boxes. So it just has another like edition of A Christmas Carol right there on the sticker. And then inside there were two items, I believe. We got this nice little book plate that you could put inside, so ex libris. And then of course we have a magnet that has that same quote from the bookmark that says, I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. But this time it is in a wreath. So you can see, again, this is a nice little flat magnet that you could have up, you know, put your holiday cards up on whatever magnetic surface you have. And then, for example, we have this little gift, which just says while you read on the sticker. So we went ahead and opened that up. And it was something delicious, of course. It's from Treehouse Originals. It's original drinking chocolate with dark chocolate. We actually got one of these packets in a Wildflower Club box because Katie runs both of these amazing bi-monthly subscriptions. I highly suggest both of them if you're able. So I was not upset about having that duplicate. So I actually had gotten it in this box before I opened the Wildflower Club. So here is an example of the little drawstring bag, which I'll cinch closed again. So we have page 4 on this. So like I said, I pull everything out and then I make my little list and do my little sticky notes. Here is something from page 75 with this cute little pudding there on the front. Then we have page 93 right here. And then what else? I'm gonna put everything out of the way. Then we had another gift. Now this one says, open when the last page has been read. So again, this is in her gorgeous script, all of these stickers that she's had made for these subscriptions. And then at the bottom, we do have a lovely print, which I will show you later. And then of course that list of all of the items that were in the box. So you can just kind of go through and make sure. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and read the passages and then I will share with you what the actual item was. So the first one was, as we saw on page 4. So here is what it says. The city clocks had only just gone 3, but it was quite dark already. It had not been light all day, and candles were flaring in the windows of the neighboring offices like ruddy smears upon the palpable brown air. The fog came pouring in at every chink and keyhole, and was so dense without that although the court was of the narrowest, the houses opposite were mere phantoms. So kind of getting that foggy vibe, you know, when the spirits can arrive. So here is what that looks like. Did you guess what the gift would be to go along with it? It is something that you always want in a book box, something that I want in any box. You guys will laugh. So of course it is a candle. Now this one was made specifically for this box. It's called Bah Humbug. Smells like Christmas morning and second chances. And it even has the Literary Book Club written there on the bottom. So she did create that label. This is a little collab with the 406 Soap and Candle Company. So it's just like a little 2-ounce soy wax or coconut wax candle actually. Smells good. It's kind of, I don't know what it is. It's kind of got like a little bit of spice to it, like clove and ginger, but a little bit of sweetness, but it's not sugary, which I kind of like a lot. So it does smell like Christmas morning. So always happy to get a candle. Now, like I said, I did go ahead and read through the book. I do, whenever I can, try to do these sort of book experiences legitimately and only open the gifts as we go along. But I really wanted to light the candle, but I wanted to show it to you and not show you an empty jar. So I withheld. Now, I don't remember reading this book in its entirety. I probably did at some point, but there were like some scandalous scenes that I had kind of forgotten about that kind of get omitted, I think, in a lot of the cinematic versions. So our next gift was from page 75. Let me just get this one out of the way. So now we are looking at the Cratchits, of course, which was made famous of Tiny Tim, right? And they're celebrating their Christmas. So it says, "Yet everyone had had enough, and the youngest Cratchits in particular were steeped in sage and onion to the eyebrows. But now, the plates being changed by Miss Belinda, Mrs. Cratchit left the room alone, too nervous to bear witness, to take the pudding up and bring it in. Suppose it should not be done enough. Suppose it should break in turning out. Suppose somebody should have got over the wall of the backyard and stolen it while they were married with the goose," a supposition at which the two young Cratchits became livid. All sorts of horrors were supposed. Hello, a great deal of steam. The pudding was out of the copper. A smell like a washing day. That was the cloth. A smell like an eating house and a pastry cook's next door to each other, with a laundress's next door to that. That was the pudding. In half a minute, Mrs. Cratchit entered, flushed but smiling proudly, with the pudding like a speckled cannonball, so hard and firm, blazing in half a quartern of ignited brandy, and bedight with Christmas holly stuck into the top. So she lit it afire, which I think is pretty funny. She was very nervous about it. Everyone was very nervous about it. If you watch the Great British Baking Show, you know that a pudding is basically like a cake that you kind of steam. So here's a nice sticker version of it. So this was page 75. So we'll open up this gift. So what else do you need besides hot chocolate, something warm to drink, and a candle when you're reading a book? You need a snack. So we got some Popcorn Shed, handcrafted gourmet popcorn. Christmas pudding is the flavor. It's festive spiced caramel popcorn. It says Elfin Good at the top. I thought that was pretty cute. So just a little bag of this. It says it's 80 grams or 2.8 ounces. So nice little snack to go along with. Again, I was good and did not dive into that, even though I kind of wanted to. But I thought that was kind of fun. So let's see if we can go on to our next one. So, here's the scandalous image, you guys. So in addition to like going to the Cratchits and seeing what's going on, the spirit takes him to this party, and this one says, the caption says, "The way he went after that plump sister in the lace tucker." I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but here he's like blindfolded and like coming up behind this poor gal in her like frock. So a little bit scandalous if you ask me, if you look at that image. So I was like, ooh, I don't remember that part. So let's go ahead and get to page 93. That is our last one. So I don't remember exactly what little passage this goes along with, but I believe this is towards the end of his time with the Ghost of Christmas Present, I think. So it says, okay, so Scrooge started back appalled, having them shown to him in this way. He tried to say they were fine children, but the words choked themselves rather than be parties to a lie of such enormous magnitude. "Spirit, are they yours?" Scrooge could say no more. "They are man's," said the spirit, looking down upon them, "and they cling to me, appealing from their fathers. This boy is ignorance. This girl is want. Beware them both, and all of their degree. But most of all, beware this boy, for on his brow I see that written which is doom, unless the writing be erased. Deny it," cried the spirit, stretching out his hand toward the city. "Slander those who tell it ye. Admit it for your factious purposes, and make it worse, and bide the end." "Have they no refuge or resource?" cried Scrooge. "Are there no prisons?" said the spirit, turning on him for the last time with his own words. "Are there no workhouses?" The bell struck 12, so this is the Ghost of Christmas future. Scrooge looked about him for the ghost and saw it not, and as the last stroke ceased to vibrate, he remembered the prediction of old Jacob Marley, and lifting up his eyes, beheld a solemn phantom, draped and hooded, coming like a mist along the ground towards him. So that he's got one more to go. All right, you guys, so we will go ahead and open up page 93, which came in this cute little like newspaper bag. So I don't remember what this is actually and how that has to do with that kind of spooky scene. Oh, so this is a book. We got a book in our book box besides the main book. "The Man Who Invented Christmas." It says, "How Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol rescued his career and revived our holiday spirits." This is by Les Standiford. So they actually talked a little bit about this in the preface of the actual book in terms of how Dickens needed needed to write this book, and then how it sort of became a classic. It says, just before Christmas in 1843, a debt-ridden and dispirited Charles Dickens wrote a small book he hoped would keep his creditors at bay. His publisher turned it down, so Dickens used what little money he had to put out A Christmas Carol himself. The book immediately caused a sensation, and it breathed new life into a holiday that had fallen into disfavor, undermined by lingering Puritanism and the cold modernity of the Industrial Revolution. It was a harsh and dreary age in desperate need of spiritual renewal, ready to embrace a book that ended with blessings for one and all. With warmth, wit, and an infusion of Christmas cheer, Les Standiford whisks us back to Victorian England, its most beloved storyteller, and the birth of the Christmas we know best. So kind of cool to learn a little bit more about the history of it. So I don't know why it necessarily went with that page. Maybe I just didn't read the right passage, but that was the last of our 3 gifts that were associated with specific pages. And then we get to our little bag that says open when the last page has been read, with this fun like polka dot design. So let me open this up. So this was kind of a cool item. So let me go ahead and put that. So it's actually by Story Arts, and it's a scarf that actually has A Christmas Carol written on it. So it's in this really pretty like crimson color. It's kind of a soft like jersey material. So I didn't open it up. I think it's a circle scarf. So yeah, it is a circle scarf, but it just has like the first few pages printed on it. And I think it actually just repeats, which is kind of cool because it's going to look neat when it's all like kind of scrunched up around your neck. And I do like the color, of course. I was sort of surprised that they didn't have it be a section that's a little bit more well known, like Good Old Tiny Tim, or, you know, like the cheery part. It's actually just the opening lines of it. So it starts with you know, Stave 1, Marley's Ghost. Marley was dead to begin with. And I was like, I don't know that I want to have like Marley was dead as like the first sentence on my scarf. It just seems a little bit like spooky, but I think this is like a cool idea, and I'm sure they have this for like many different novels, but I thought that was a kind of fun item to receive in the box. And then finally, the last item before our cheat sheet that tells us everything is a beautiful print that matches the magnet and matches the bookmark that is from Wildflower Paper Company. I will honor Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. So that's like the quote, that's like the passage that I would have thought would be more on the scarf. And so again, it has this lovely Christmas wreath. And if you are someone who likes to change out your artwork, if you have like a rotating frame in your house, which I have already said I'm going to try to do that in the new year because I get so many lovely prints from the Wildflower Paper Company, this would be lovely to have out for the holidays, even if you don't necessarily have it out year round, obviously, because it is sort of a Christmassy thing. So I think that would be really nice, and you could just keep it with your Christmas decor. I have a couple of prints that I bring out just for the holidays, like one that says Happy Hula Days. That's like my favorite. So let's just go ahead. I did pull the card out, so it says in your box, and it tells us all of the items. Let's make sure that we got everything. We got our collectible classic book, the Calla edition, A Christmas Carol, of course, with those crazy fun illustrations, scandalous ones. I was like, oh, of course he chose the party scene with the guy sneaking up on the girl, the plump sister. Of course he chose that to illustrate. We got the swag bag that had the exclusive magnet, the bookmark, and the book plate. So the bookmark, it was actually in that swag bag too. We got our exclusive art print. This is 8 by 10, so again, it's nice and easy to frame, and again, it would be easy to switch it out if you had subscriptions to either of her boxes or both. While you read, we got our luxury hot chocolate. We got our exclusive handmade artisan candle that's natural coconut wax and phthalate-free fragrance. It smells delicious, and I would have loved to, I'll have to like go through and read it again with all of the experiences and actually getting to use and drink the items. We got our Christmas pudding popcorn. That was a fun passage to read. We got our book, The Man Who Invented Christmas by Les Standiford. We got our Story Arts book scarf, which of course has A Christmas Carol, or at least the first few pages on it. And then we did get that little bonus Flexilite 2-in-1 reading light and bookmark. So I thought this was a really fun limited edition book box. I think this is a great subscription to consider if you are trying to get some really beautiful editions of some classics. I've really been enjoying not just reading all of my like thrillers and all of the new fiction that's coming out, but kind of going back and reading some favorites. And like, for example, like everybody knows the story of A Christmas Carol, but I don't personally remember actually reading it. So I had a great, very festive evening reading that, and it was always a great reminder. The message of that novel is great as well. And it's always kind of nice to read something quick. It's only like 100 pages or so. So let me know what you thought about this limited edition box. Let me know maybe if you like reading the classics or if you like more current contemporary reads. And if so, what your favorite one is or what your favorite item in this box was. I would love to hear from you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all very, very soon in my next unboxing. Have a wonderful, wonderful day and a wonderful, wonderful week.